Welcome everyone, Costin here with more Ultimate General Civil War, the best Total War style game that honestly is out there. 1862, the first Western campaign, American Civil War playing as the Confederates. Because I won the first battle of Bull Run, I have weakened the Union Army at the side mission of Ambush Convoy. I do have a fairly sizable army to throw against the enemy at Shiloh, though. But first, we do want to do these side missions. Now here, the Union does have a fairly substantial army to throw against me, to protect the convoy. Now I'm going to bring every single artillery piece that I do have available. Let's go with Siegfried. And we are going to launch an attack, in particular, on the flanks. I have Bragg. Oh, I despise General Bragg. Well, I think it's not... I don't think it's that Bragg that we all know and hate. Anyone who's ever studied the Civil War has plenty of reasons to despise General Bragg. Incompetent buffoon that he was. I'm not joking, by the way. There was no man that did more to advance the cause of the Union in the South. Than General Bragg. Okay. Wow, that cavalry unit is quite formidable. Anyway. Let's fall back with all of these guys. We got all of their lovely supplies. Now the Union, of course, does have quite a few men. Like, the armies are pretty evenly matched, all things considered. But there is a little trick I can do. I can slip past the front line and go wipe out their entire artillery line, if I'm careful enough. I mean, it will run out of ammunition. Alright. They lost almost 4,000 men. I lost 2,000. But I would say I got the much better aspect of the engagement, considering what I was able to secure here in terms of supplies.
Yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir! Sir, yes, sir! Form line! Sir, yes, sir!
Okay. So that has achieved its purpose. I've recovered from the losses. I still have plenty of men. I can get more guns as well. But I think I want to save up my political points for later. You just gotta be careful. You just gotta rush the convoy, get the supplies, get out of there. Because if you start getting involved in a long-form shooting war there, you're just gonna take a lot of damage. With even numbers on... with relatively good terrain for both sides, or decent terrain for both sides, it's not an engagement you really want to get involved in. Anyway. Next up, stay alert. 17,000 Union soldiers versus myself. I will not be able to deploy with all of my units from the very start of the battle, though. And of course, there are supplies to consider as well here. I think I will deploy with as much of my artillery as possible. That is the king over here of a lot of these kind of battles, really. Just getting the artillery sorted out. The Union... I'll get reinforcements, don't get me wrong on that. I'm just gonna deploy all my guys over here, because the main enemy army is gonna come from that side. Here we're just gonna see a sideshow a bit, really. Enemy cavalry massing in to attack. Once my reinforcements arrive, they're gonna start getting wiped out. But right now, with the artillery massed here, they're just gonna charge in, get massacred, charging again. Now, what's interesting is reconnaissance with the mod gives you chances to increase more, to get more guns. Now, those are different artillery ranges, by the way. reinforcements have arrived. But first, before I send Bragg on a well-deserved suicide mission as far as I'm concerned. I really despise the guy. I don't think any general in the entirety of the Civil War deserves as much contempt. Well, maybe Bedford Forrest, I suppose. Alright, so the Union artillery has been silenced. Yes, I can and will wipe out the entire enemy army here. Alright, fall back over here. Alright. Wiped out almost 1,200 cavalry. Didn't quite manage to get the number of casualties that I wanted, but still a victory. Great and gruesome victory. Okay, so army organization, I need to go with that. Because that's going to give me another division.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Form line! Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, getting more and more units. I still have 1 point. I think I am going to spend it in politics. Over there. And create another division. Get an artillery brigade, all that good stuff.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And yes, even 1 brigade of skirmishers, because I'm out of guns. I have 26,000 men, but I am almost out of guns. I still have some Mississippis in the arsenal. I don't mind going bankrupt to support all of this. Could really use more guns though. I could spend some points for a Harper's Ferry, but right now, those kind of political points would be better spent elsewhere. So, Shiloh 2. Okay. So I've been giving a lot of guns. It does take quite a bit of organization sometimes. Now we are going to lead the assault with 100, with almost half of all of the guns on the field of battle, and almost half of the troops. The goal at Shiloh is to attack all the way there. That is quite a tall order, isn't it? And finally, Stuart is on a horse, as it should be. Now, winning this battle is an interesting situation. Because it does require you to go for basically a grueling fight. There's gonna be Union skirmishers. Let's move Jackson ahead. And at Shiloh, and all the Union needs to do to win this is not even hold. Alright, reinforcements. got artillery moving in. Now the Union has been caught, so to speak, with its pants down, but that's not going to remain the case forever. They're going to rally. And we need to cut off their line of retreat. But first, we want to bleed them. Forcing them back. Where's Stuart? There he is. Alright, he did a good number there. Now I'm going to bring up the artillery guns forward, much forward. Get the general, the commanding officer. Forward as well. We've captured Shiloh Church. That will give them a good amount of cover. I think I need to move Bragg. Well, sorry, Bragg. Stuart. Alright. We got reinforcements coming in. They, the free troops provided by the game. Lots and lots of troops. There's the Bragg we know and hate. Oh yeah. Now the guys here are going to be awakened, but I am going to push forward over here. To be fair to Bragg, he did fall prey to politicking in his army. That's no excuse to me, though. He wasn't the only one who had to deal with that. Everyone had to deal with that. Breckenridge. I keep moving the artillery forward for a reason, because I know the map is going to expand. Where's my cavalry? Let's try and capture some Union soldiers. Alright, those are captured. Alright. Shiloh Church. Point blank artillery shots, boys and girls. Here they come. Let's get Stuart over here. There he is, the hero of the Civil War, General fucking Grant. Not so much of a hero here, though. He got heavily criticized for Shiloh, even though it was a Union victory, though. Yeah, the Confederates bundled. Well, rather, from my understanding, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, I know for a fact that the commanding general of the Confederates got killed. Albert Sidney Johnston got killed. He might have won the battle had he still alive, but he got killed. That significantly diminished his army. Obviously, losing your commanding officer in the middle of a pitched battle is a pretty big issue. And who do you think took over? Bragg took over, if I'm not mistaken. That's the one thing I don't remember. It was either Bragg or it could have been Breckenridge. Probably Bragg. So much for Grant. The Hornet's Nest. Well, as far as I see it, gentlemen, the battle is well and truly over. Get some careful maneuvering over here. I'll put an end to these guys. Send in the cavalry. I'd say Shiloh was one of the most important battles of the war, and one of the most important Confederate defeats. Because if the Confederates had won at Shiloh, then maybe Vicksburg wouldn't have fallen, and the Confederacy wouldn't have been split in two. So for all the credit Lee gets and Jackson's get, well, to be fair, it's all well and good to talk about the Western Front while ignoring the fact that the Confederacy generally could have lost the war early on, had they lost their capital. And that was a very real possibility. That's why McClellan and McDowell get so heavily criticized, because they genuinely screwed up when it comes to that. And that's why Lee gets so much credit, because that's actually one of the things Lee was very famous for, saving the Confederate capital relatively early on in the war. Now there's some units there. I'm just gonna leave one brigade here and keep moving with artillery. Now my interests, believe it or not, here are not the Hornets nest. There is a pocket of enemy resistance that I will aim to resist, but I'm not going to do it by direct assault like that. This point of resistance, by the way, cost the Confederates dearly in the battle. Maybe even the entire battle, depending on how you view things. It was certainly a costly affair to reduce it. Okay, so the goal is to take Pittsburgh Landing. And look at that. My entire army is poised to take Pittsburgh Landing. I wish I had more reconnaissance to know how much. Move the artillery up. Now the Union is pulling back over there to defend their line. Oh. Got more Union soldiers captured. This is where the Confederates faltered, really. They did eventually get pushed all this far, but it just wasn't enough. Now, I could be satisfied with a victory like this, or I could wait it out and attack next day. The Union will get a bunch of reinforcements, but that's just more opportunities for loot. You gotta take a little long view, not just the short term. Though, to be fair to the Confederates, they did take a lot of the short term view throughout the war, including Lee and others, where they weren't necessarily thinking about the bigger strategic picture. And that did cost them, by the way, greatly. let's get Stuart. We've got an impressive body count, by the way. Wow, holy shit, that's a lot of men. That just showed up there. I'm gonna need to... Gunboats coming in. That hurt. That hurt quite a bit. We're gonna need to plan for an all-out assault. Well, although they do have those artillery... Okay, so I've got some fresh men. Let's send them into the meat grinder. It was really my hope that that would break them. It might, but not necessarily directly. There we go. I can keep doing this. Break. If I break them here, those are some heavy fortified defenses there. And that is the Bloodbath of Shiloh.
Form line!
Got more points, and now we move on to Gaines Mill. Now at Gaines Mill, I need 2 cores to deal with him. General McClellan. Oh yeah, you gotta love McClellan. Gonna get artillery benefits. Get some Lorens for those guys. Lorens are not necessarily the best rifles, but still.
Sir, yes, sir!
And then we get Jackson's Valley campaign, basically. Before Gaines Mill. Brilliant campaign, really. By General Jackson. And I am going to give... ooh, that would be very expensive.
Sir, yes, sir! Yes, sir.
The points and reconnaissance will give me a better idea of what I'm facing. One of the things I do want to deal with in these battles is... One of the things I do want to have is a good understanding of, well, what my enemy is. Brigadier generals, weapons... Telescoped guns. Because why not? Now these Lawrences have a 400 range. These have 600. They're a good sniper weapon, all things considered. I might even choose those. And I would gain a total of 5. Well, let's see. So here we would get 10, 15. Okay, so I would go to 45. And I could afford to get these. As well as the artillery, the 10-pounders would be really nice. So let's go with both of these.
Okay. Yes, sir.
I am going to sell a bunch of these. Well, we have a bunch of rifles, but money isn't necessarily too much of a problem right now. There's other concerns, sure. I'm still a brigadier general, commanding other brigadier generals. Even Bedford Forest. He has quite a great power. A great deal of power over there. Gainesmill. Truth be told, you probably are better served positioning your best troops right there. You do outnumber the enemy here. But this one can be a bit deceptive as a battle if you're going to deal with it. Now, I've spent all of this time going for this. I've got a bunch of Napoleons, actually. But I can't use them. The reason I can't use them is because none of my units... Right. Well, I can start working on a second brigade, but who should lead it? Who's the highest ranking general? Archer? Well, Johnston. Johnston would do very well. Now, shockingly, I think speed is actually a good metric. Give Beauregard a brigade and start constructing the units that he's gonna need.
Sir, yes, sir!
Artillery-wise, well, gonna use 3-inch ordnance guns. Truth be told, I probably will be detaching one of these divisions for the 2nd Corps over here. I have 13,000 men available, and obviously I'll get more. But first I want to fight these battles in the valley with Chester, Cross Keys, Port Republic. Anyway, Costin here, signing out. Don't forget to subscribe, like, enable notifications, and I'll see you boys and girls next time at Gainesmill and the Valley campaign.